Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, I wanted to talk on this professional chess player meeting the worst opponent possible, because this guy, he definitely done watch one too many Andrew Tate videos, so now he feels like, oh, I could go around and disrespect women for no reason. Definitely got like some Karen entitlement personality and stuff, and he feels like the world owes him something. That's not true either. What else? And then, but also with the Andrew Tate stuff, I'm like, you ain't got to go around disrespecting women because Andrew Tate told you to. That's just people like that. You can tell that he don't really have no guidance. So that's why he just goes out in public and he just acts the fool. And it's like, bruh, go home. Like, just stay home. Don't go out, like, outside until you understand that. And that's the whole moral of this podcast episode is, people, you have to be respectful to others, regardless of whether you know them, you don't know them. But being disrespectful to somebody and then trying to be on some old business talking about, oh, they got to earn my respect. Why? Why does this random person, they ain't did nothing to you, but they got to somehow, some way earn your respect? It don't work like that. People got to stop, because I just remember somebody telling me that when I had, cause I was going through some stuff on YouTube, and I was telling people, I'm like, if you're gonna come to my channel, be respectful, otherwise your comments gonna get deleted and you're gonna get blocked. Can you honestly explain to me, how did people think that they had some sort of entitlement on my channel, knowing that I had the upper hand, knowing that I could delete their comment and block them, like I said, but they really commented underneath? I can't remember whether it was a video or a community post or whatever, but anyways, it might have been a video, but no, they hit me with the whole, you have to earn my respect. Not so. When you go over to a person's house and you feel like, oh, I can be disrespectful and all this other stuff, and they're like, hey, be respectful in my house, do you have that same energy? Because my thing is this: if that's the case, what's that one dude that owns that diamond gym, or even the guy that he be collaborating with a lot in that diamond gym? Yeah, go over to that guy's house and start being disrespectful and see how that turns out. Or I'm trying to think of some other stuff, or who else could we name off? Terry Crews, maybe. I'm like, he might be up there in age, but still, I feel like that if he needed to grab somebody by their neck and shoulders and throw him up out of his house, yeah, that's possible. That's saying you ain't gonna try to hit me with no, oh, you can't do that. No, this is my house. I could do whatever I want to do in my house. So that goes for the internet. That goes for profiles. Even if it's on some stuff like with this streamer where it's a public event. So yeah, obviously I can't kick you out of this event. But the whole being disrespectful thing, I can't check you on that. That is at least one thing that I can do. I guess with me, I definitely would have had to check, dude. I'm like, nah, bro, we ain't gonna just leave it at that. You ain't gonna come over here disrespect me and then just think that. I'm like, nah, bro, we gotta handle that. We gotta talk about that. And I know people are like, oh, why you gotta be violent? Why you gotta like talk to him? I'm like, so the thing is this: he could talk crazy to me and I'm not supposed to say nothing about it. Oh, I'm supposed to be professional. Oh, no. The thing is this: that's one thing that I have said about content creating, is that it's the one job where you don't have to be professional. In some situations and cases, yes, you do need to be professional. But with a situation like that, nah, I'm about to be as unprofessional as I can be, alright? So, but anyways, to explain the video to you guys, so there's this professional chess player named Nemo, aka Nimsco. So her display name is Nemo, and then the @ name is aka Nimsco. But anyways, she's playing this guy. She warned him and let him know that she doesn't have that much time because she needed to go do some things. So anyways, and you know how like on the side of them, like professional chess games, they got that timer. So the timer thing ran out. The guy, he realized, I think he was gonna lose the game and stuff, and then he forfeit. So anyways, he starts walking off, and then the streamer, she had to stop him because like in the beginning of the video, she put one of those like clip-on microphones on him. So she went back to go and get it. I think she was heading back. I don't know if the guy walked up or if they were still in the same area, but either way, regardless, he just starts going off on her. cussing her out, flipped her off, and then so he flipped her off last. But what she did, and I'm like, man, you know, this girl, she's way too nice. She's somebody where I'm like, nah, you gonna have to hit somebody with a missile drop kick. I'm like, we can't be cool like that. And you just like give them a DDT, spine buster, power bomb through a table, something. Cause I'm like, man, that you. But jokes aside, though, I'm like, nah, it's she handled it the best way that she could. I guess speaking for myself, I think that video would have definitely went down a lot different. I'm like, it probably would have been on some stuff where I'm like, I would have got banned from that chest event. He probably would have got banned from that chest event. And then, yeah, the only way that you guys would be able to see me play chess against others is if, yeah, I sign into chess.com or get a chess game on PlayStation or Xbox and play somebody through there, or we go somewhere else if there's another event. But yeah, it definitely would have been a problem, you know, if that would have been me. But anyways, but no, this is the part that tripped me out. So the guy walks up, he starts going off, ranting and all that stuff. And then she gave him, I think it was like 3 months of a membership, because that chess.com website, it has like a membership program. And so she gave him 3 free months. He still had an attitude, flipped her off. And then I think that was like the reason why he was so upset, because he had to wait in line and there wasn't enough time to play up against her and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, if you wanted to play against her, I guess, and have like the full amount of time to play against her, you should have showed up early. I don't know why. It's like me as a grown man has to tell another grown man that you're gonna have to show up early if you're trying to play somebody in chess or whatever the case and situation is. But the thing is this though, because it was the whole waiting in line stuff. Is this not the first, like, this is the first time you've ever had to wait in line for something? You don't know how to act? Because I'm going to go based off of my situation. The last time when I had to wait in line. Last time I had to wait in line, and it was for something that I really, really wanted, was these Air Jordans that came out back in 2019. It was the Bread 11s. Look them up. They are honestly, in my opinion, the best possible Jordan. That's the Michael Jordan of Jordans, okay? So, anyways, the shoes was coming out. I did not know what the setup was going to be like on getting them. I didn't know if it was first come, first serve, reserve a pair or what. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to just wake up because I think it was it a Saturday? I think it was a Saturday. Either way, regardless, it was a Saturday. I'm like, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go over to this Nike store in Seattle. And the thing is this, where I'm at, Seattle ain't just no like walk down the street situation. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of traveling to go to Seattle. All right, so I traveled all the way out into Seattle. I went to the Nike store. Line was already long. Dang, maybe I should have showed up here early, but I'm like, okay, I at least want to make sure that I get the most amount of sleep that I possibly can get. Okay, so anyways, I waited in line. I waited in there out in the line for a little bit in the cold, because the shoes came out in December. I live in Washington State. December in Washington State, by default, it is going to be cold outside. I thought, okay, maybe I can wear this thermal hoodie. It can keep me warm. It didn't. I felt just like Jake Gyllenhaal in The Day After Tomorrow. I was out there shivering. But a Nike employee came out and they said probably the best possible thing that they could have said. They go outside. They say, if you're a Nike Reserve member or a Nike Plus member, stand in this line over here. There was barely anybody in that line. I'm a Nike Plus member. I've been a Nike Plus member. I think it was since 2017. Hold on for a second. I gotta check and see, because I'm like, no, I've been a Nike Plus member for a while. Let me just check real quick. Hold on. Profile. It doesn't say. Wait a minute. Nike member. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't say. Maybe if I went to the Nike website, I'm like, you know what? No, I gotta finish out this story because I ain't trying to get distracted and stuff. So, anyways, I stand in the Nike Plus line. There was like maybe a few people in that line compared to the other line that I was standing in, where it was like, so I remember when I showed up, I was the last person in line. When I went to the Nike Plus line, I turned and looked back. There were so many people behind me, and I'm like, wow, this is insane. But I'm like, bruh, I'm almost there. I'm almost at the finish line. I'm about to walk up to this guy, ask him if they have a size 10. I can see the shoe boxes in the store. Like, they had a mountain of shoe boxes. And I'm like, I'm going to ask them, do they have a size 10? They going to say yes. I'm going to go in there. They're going to be like, okay, you're told it's 220 plus tax. I have 220 plus tax because I just got my paycheck. And I'm going to go and I'm going to get these shoes. I'm going to smell them. I'm going to wear them. I'm going to be all happy doing one of them leprechaun jumps where they click their heels and stuff. I am about to be the happiest man in the world. It's me that's next in line. The guy, he asked me, hey, can I see your phone to scan your Nike Plus barcode thing? I'm all, I just got like this cockiness. I'm like, man, go ahead and scan that phone. I'm like, yeah, we about to do some business here. Man scanned my phone. Nothing happened. He scanned my phone again. Nothing wasn't happening. He scanned it one more time. Nothing happened. Eventually, he looked me dead in my eyes and asked me, did you reserve these shoes? Wait a minute. Record scratch. Flag on the play. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down. Repeat what you just said to me, sir. What do you mean by reserving the shoes? He's like, oh, yeah, you got to reserve the shoes in order to pick them up. Do you know I almost committed I guess, like, would it be considered a robbery if I paid them? Like, I just threw $250 at them because I ain't going to try to calculate the tax and all that stuff and how much it costs. So I was considering that, like, it was a thought process. I should go to an ATM, withdraw $250, run in there full speed, throw it at the first cashier that I see, grab me a pair of size 10 and just run out. What I guess... Like, it's a paid robbery. I feel like it's a paid robbery because I might be robbing them, but I'm paying for the product. So it's a paid robbery. I almost committed a paid robbery that day, bro. And that's the thing. Jokes aside, I was upset. I was extremely upset. But that's the thing, though. I'm not going to take my anger out on that Nike member. I'm not going to take my anger out on the Nike manager. I'm not going to take my anger out on the Nike owner. That's on me for not knowing that you had to reserve the shoes. Wasted trip. I eventually did get the shoes. I ended up having to get them at a resale store. But yeah, overall though, I was mad. But that was the thing. I'm not going to take my anger out on people that don't even deserve it. That man, the thing is this. He's doing his job. Now, if it was on some stuff where we were friends, if I knew him, I'm like, hey, look, bro. I'm like, nah, here, take this 20. Let's just, I'm like, act like the thing went and did the little beep to let me, but I'm like, let me just go ahead and get you. I'm like, I got you. You want lunch? You come, because at that time I was working in Seattle. So I'm like, bro, you come through, you get free food the whole month if you want. Okay, but let me get these shoes. Yeah, it didn't work out like that. I wish it did, because there was the one girl that I was cool with up there, and if it was her, I'd been like, hey, look, you come on now, hook me up, okay? Let me get me a pair. You come through, you for however long you want, okay? You get a lifetime supply of free food. I just act like it's mine. Then you just meet me out in the hallway, and I got you, okay? So I'm like, but. Yeah, it didn't go out like that, But even if it was on some stuff where, let's say it was her, but she had to do her job, still, I would have been upset, but I'm like, I can't be mad at you. There's no reason to be mad at you. You ain't did nothing wrong besides doing your job. I'm like, well, I'm like, no, I feel like that's not saying, like, besides, I'm not saying that the employee, the Nike employee, they did anything wrong, okay? They had to do their job, all right? I can't take that away from them. They ain't no different than me having to do my job in situations and stuff. So, yeah, that's why I'm, like, switching back to this chess player. It's like, that's when you got to ask that guy, how is it her problem that you had to wait in line? If you didn't want to wait in line, then you should have showed up early. If not that, then you should have just left and got up out of the line. I guess how I look at it, where it's like, if that would have been me, because I know people would probably ask, well, how would I have reacted in that situation? I waited in line. You seen everybody get these full games of chess, and you only get like a 5-minute game and things. I would be upset. I'm like, dang, man, okay, well, just gonna have to show up next time and things. But that streamer, she seems like such a nice streamer that I feel like that I think she even was trying to offer that if they wanted to continue playing, but I think it would have been set up. I think that's what it was. Like, she already knew what the moves he was going to make or whatever, so he was going to lose the game regardless and things, but I think, yeah, he just lost by default because I think she had more of his men the chess pieces. And then, and it wasn't enough time. So it's like, bro, what are you mad about? You was gonna lose the game anyway. So it's things like that where I'm like, man, people, they just be having all this anger and aggression. I'm like, I feel like with him, he don't watch one too many Andrew Tate videos, so he just wants to go around and be all disrespectful towards women. And it's like, bruh, I guarantee and I promise you wouldn't be talking to no guy like that. If anything, he'd be talking to a guy like that where he think he can intimidate and try to take advantage. But I'm like, fam, no. I'm like, there's going to be a time, but you know what, here's the thing, I am going to warn him on what his future is going to be like, I guess on like any more interactions like that. But what I will warn him about, though, is the backlash that he's going to face after this video goes even more viral, because the video has like 3 million views. So here's what I see, that this man, whether he goes to school, whether he goes to work, neighbors, it's gonna be somewhere where somebody's going to recognize him, and they're gonna give him a taste of his own medicine. He ain't gonna know how to react. He don't know whether he should be upset. He don't know whether he should, but I feel like that he is somehow, some way gonna try to blame the streamer, that this is her fault. She should have never posted the video. You should have never been disrespectful towards her. And I know people gonna probably be all like, oh, you a Nemo fan, you this, you know. I don't know Nemo. That was the one and only video that I've ever watched of hers. I'm a fan of chess. I like watching chess here and there. Maybe I've seen her in the past. I don't remember her, but I'm not a Nemo fan and stuff. But the whole idea of being disrespectful towards people and they ain't did nothing to you, that I don't support. So overall, though, yeah, it's like, don't be mad. Don't be all like, oh, I'm going to take her to court. I'm going to threaten to sue her and think she's ruined my life. No, you ruined your life. There wasn't no reason for you to be disrespectful to this girl. She ain't did nothing to you besides exist. So it's like, yeah, it's people like that where I'm like, man, you definitely need a reality check in life. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.